Hey, just reading the book Go for No by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. The reason why I like this book was because it really talks about how to go after rejection and why failing, rejection, hearing the word no is the key to success. And just kind of reflecting back on my life, with the success that I've had so far and success that I'm continuing to get, I hear the word no or not right now probably hundreds of times per day. Whereas most people hear it maybe, not very many. So let's kind of dive into this thing. So an example of this is, they have a great example in this book where they talk about like a child and the mom. The child goes, hey, can I have a cookie? The mom goes, no. The son goes, hey, I want a cookie. The mom goes, no. Next, the child comes back a little while later. Please, can I have a cookie? Mom goes, no. Please. The mom gets mad and says no. Then later on, the boy comes back, pretty please, with sugar on top. The mom goes, no, no, no. And then the boy goes, why can't I have a cookie? The mom goes, because I said so. The boy goes, but why? And then the mom goes, listen to me, young man. I'm not going to do it. N-O. No means no. And then maybe an hour later, the boy comes back, well, please, can I have a cookie? And eventually the mother just gives in. Now, that example is a bit extreme. And I know that if you're a parent watching this, that it can be very, very, very irritating to deal with, like your son, daughter, niece, nephew, who, maybe just asks and asks and asks and asks for different things. But that is the key to success. Okay, now I'm not saying going to every potential collector and just irritating them in the same day and ask them 100 times. I'm not saying that. The secret of success is being able to bounce from no to no to no in order to go to a yes. You need to actually have inside of your vocabulary that no stands for new opportunity or next opportunity. No boom, no boom, no boom, and move. Okay, so the thing that most people like struggle with is they never get told no enough. They maybe show someone a painting or they show someone a piece or sculpture and they hear one person say, no, oh, that's too expensive, or oh, that's not good. And then rather than going to the next person, they kind of take that, they internalize that pain, they feel something to it, they attach emotion to it, and they don't show anybody else for, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, in some cases a month to 6 months. And they just kind of, they're really kind of like feeling that pain, feeling that objection for a lot longer than what they need to. Versus someone who's a little more, what is that? My lip's a little chapped, sorry. But going back to successful people, like they go from person to person to person to person. And even when you start getting higher levels of success, you actually start hiring other people to go and get no's a lot faster. So for me, for example, I'm inside of my accounting business. I have different teammates and different employees that I hire to go and like really prospect and reach out to people and get people to, want to, buy my service. It's the same tactics that I use inside of the art practice. Is anytime I'm at a show, anytime I'm talking to somebody, I'm trying to get them to either say yes or to say no. And that's it. That's why I'm able to sell so many more pieces of art, because I'm actively going and I'm talking to people. And if the person does not, like the art or just doesn't know if they can afford it or it's just not quite a right fit, I not only take down their personal information, but I then ask them, like, who do you know that might be interested in this? Do you know of anyone who collects art? Do you know of anyone who's looking for another sculpture? Do you know of anyone who's maybe has something similar and maybe they want a new one? And I'm just constantly looking. And the reason why this happens is because when you get to a certain level, you start getting to a certain point, you just don't care what people say. That's really when you start getting success. I was talking to one of my mentorship students. She closed about 60 grand in her first year in her art practice. And I was just talking to her this morning and I was saying, hey, this is about to get a heck of a lot easier for you. And she goes, what? What do you mean? And I said, the reason why it's going to get easier for you is because, one, you know exactly what to expect. And since you did 60, you can generally do 100, you can generally do 150. It just depends on your ambition level. But the main reason why is because you've had so many reps, you're probably to the point where you don't care. And then I asked, hey, so when you start talking to a collector, or when you schedule a studio session or a virtual studio session, do you care whether or not the person buys something? She goes, no. If they can't do it, I know someone else is going to do it. And I'm like, exactly. now that you no longer fear rejection, you can go out and get a lot more rejection. And every single time that you're going to get rejection, it gets you close to that next yes. And the more yeses you get over the course of the year, it means you're going to be making more money. And that's exactly why I like the book, Go for No, especially if you're trying to go and grow your art practice. Hopefully this thing helps. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.